Hi, my name is Veronica Powell. Welcome to Soulful Warrior Collective. Thank you for joining me today in this short, sharp express class, which is about 15 minutes all said and done, and really concentrating in on the abdominal area. So that's front, midline, obliques, all the way around, this 360 corset, if you like, of area, but also connecting into that deep core line, which starts all the way down here in that inner arch, inner thighs, all the way up, tongue being at the top of that core line. So we're getting that ignition, we're getting awakening, and during this class we're going to have the timing that is 30 seconds of movement and 10 seconds to really get ready for the next movement. And this is a continuous flow through all the movements. I'll be explaining, but just follow along and do what you can do today, and enjoy the experience. As with all of these movements, I really want you to think about mind and body connection. We tend to just switch off, especially when it's abdominals, and we just kind of power through. But the whole thing about yoga and having this wonderful alignment is to have this connection, to bring the mind into the focus, and you'll get twice the benefits rather than just going through it and thinking about the shopping list or when does this end. Really try and tap into the muscles that are being worked and get that strong connection again to your muscle movement. So without further ado, let's get down to it. I'm going to lie down on the ground and just have a little bit of explanation with a couple of things. I really want you to think about lifting your core lift all the way from this root area, your pelvic floor, and lifting all the way up and expressing out that way. Really using that breath to on the exertion to really fire everything up and get that release and get that extra muscle connection. So a couple of things. Come here to lie on your back. Bring your feet hips width distance and the heels not too close to the glutes, and just bring your hands to the side, or you even better bring your hands onto your lovely belly and give it some love while you're doing this. Now just over exaggerate the arch in your back. I'm going to show you that I'm over exaggerating the arch in my back. We don't want this because now there's too much of an arch in the back and the pelvis is tilted, and obviously very difficult to work from here and not safe. So then just start to engage the muscles from that pelvic floor and start to, as you draw in the navel towards the spine and lift up through the core, you start to feel the lower back flatten somewhat. Now you want to keep a natural curve in the spine, but just for this exercise, keep on going. So now you're completely flattening out the lower back and keep on going. So it's completely flat. And then what you find is that pelvic tilt starts to happen, right? So another thing, we don't really want this pelvic tilt. Try and avoid tilting the pelvis up like this. Again, we're compromising the integrity of this whole pelvic area, and we're working with this flat spine, which is like pushing the spine out. So somewhere between the two, and you can play inhaling and exhaling just for a minute. Filling that belly nice, really fill it up and let it be open, let it be free here and soft. And on the exhale, draw in, and you'll feel where that pelvic tilt goes too far. You can really feel it lifting up. So we want a nice, somewhere in between, find that placement. So you've got a little bit of a curve. You're really using these front muscles to draw in to the back area, and here we have a nice placement. Tailbone is attached to the ground, really pulling through this psoas muscle that is like think of it like suspenders connecting lower and upper body. That really, we really want to get into all of that. So that's your positioning. And whenever your hands are in your head, really feel the weight of the head in hands. In fact, bring your hands behind your head and exhale, lift up using those muscles and bring it all together. Feel the weight of the head in the hands. Now if you use your neck, you can really feel how this is a lot of neck strain and it's taking the focus off this abdominal area. Whereas when you put the weight of the head in the hand, you really feel the weight of the head. You suddenly feel twice as much engagement. So get the most out of this time. So 10 seconds, we're going to start with a nice psoas tap. And then we'll have 30 seconds on. So bring your hands to the side, bring your knees over your hips. And remember, you want the hips over the knees. Don't pull them into a pelvic tilt. From here, inhale, exhale, shh. So you're lifting from this abdominal area, and you may get a poofing that starts to happen. That means we're getting into those deep core muscles. So really concentrate on that exhale. Maybe you want a ha or a ha, which is always nice release. You have 5 seconds. Now I should have said this before, but you can always pause this video and run and get yourself some music to listen to. Bring those feet down. You just have a moment to place yourself, hands behind your head, soles of the feet on the ground. Inhale, remember weight of the head and the hand. A nice simple lifting, curl. So keeping the chin, keeping the head nice and heavy, lifting from here, keeping the chin so you're not over squeezing or not throwing your head back like you've got an orange under there. And you're really lifting. Again, the poofing may happen. We're getting into some deep core muscle as we warm ourselves up. We have 5 seconds. Keep exhaling on the exertion. So starting with some nice simple movement to get that feel. Bring your head down. Now bring the toe mounds together and the inner heels together. Knees nice and wide. Inhale, still hands behind your head. Let's go. So you can start bringing your knees and your elbows like they're magnetized, coming together. But you're not lifting the pelvis on the floor. The tailbone is attached to the ground. Remember I said about that? Pelvic tilt. So keep on going. Starting to really warm up through the whole body. And find a pace that works for you too. So you're not lifting up, you're sliding knees and elbows together whilst weight of the head in the hands. Bring your head down, bring your knees down just for a moment. Bring those knees back up. Now we're going to crisscross with a psoas tap. So inhale, keep the legs nice and bent on this one. So you're starting to get into that side body. These are really excellent for a nice detoxing. You're twisting through the body. Twists generally apply to a cleansing and detoxing. So focus in on that. Get rid of what you don't need. 10 seconds. So you're tapping. You're exhaling on the twist. Armpit is coming over. Weight of the head in the hands. That head wants to creep forward. Bring everything down here. Bring your hands to the side. And now bring your legs up. And bring like a flexed foot here. Use the hands for support. Inhale, exhale. Keep a softness in the knees. And you're coming all the way down. Exhale, lift from that core. Inhale. So you see the rhythm. Find that place. There's a point where you go, yeah, that's it. You can feel it. The back wants to start to arch. So you lift up through the core. You have to really tap into that pelvic floor and keep on lifting. And use the core rather than the legs. Bend those legs in nicely. And now get ready for what is more a traditional Pilates move, but is a really nice opener. So inhale, stretch out. Exhale, pull in. So make sure you're pulling in from that core. It's a lovely flowing movement. So find that lovely fluidity through your body, whatever that is for you. Remember, lift from the core. That head, that neck wants to creep forward. Keep it in line with the spine and really expand and exhale. So as you inhale, exhale, really feel that lift and come round. Got an extra one in there. Bring those knees back over. Let's go into the bicycle kick, and maybe you can extend your leg if you want on this round. So starting to push your way through the feet, but keep generating all of that power from deep down there in the pelvic floor, and you're pushing out through the heels. So that's where you're pushing away the energy, lifting up through the body, weight of the head and the hands. Make those abs work. That's what you came for, right? To get those abs nice and strong. We have 3, we have 2, and we have 1. Come all the way in and bring your feet down. Bring your knees back up. Bring them together here. Hands behind your head. Inhale. Exhale. Lift up. And as you lift up, expand the legs out and come to twist to the right side of your body. Maybe you take a hand out here. Hand behind your head. Inhale. Lower an inch. Exhale. Lift up an inch. So you're still moving. It's a dynamic movement. Has a little bit more control.
So you really have to think about things. You can have your leg up here and you can keep them bent too. Whatever works. So we have 4 seconds, but don't go all the way down. Now hands behind your head, bend those knees in. Keep the knees over the hips. Inhale, exhale, lift up, and then opposite leg. So now the left leg goes straight and you come out, maybe with the right arm to the left thigh. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. So it's a kind of a little like you're soaring action. So you're using all of that side body. You remember the legs can come up, find the place that works. Remember, tailbone is attached to the ground. Exhaling as you lift up. Really exhaling from all of this area. Again, poofing can happen. Don't be dismayed. Come on in. That's a good sign. We're getting into that deep. You might want to take a little shh. Here, then bring those legs up. This time we're going to combine that diamond curl. Lift up, exhale. Come all the way down. Inhale, exhale. Draw the knees out wide. Remember that diamond curl, like the magnetizing. Inhale straight. Exhale down. Find that point. Use that exhale to come through. So you can take this slower, or you can take that exhale down and then in, all in one exhale. Exhale, lift through the core. Find that point and then draw in, just to add onto that already intense movement. Come all the way down. Bring those knees back over your hips. We're going back into the bicycle sit-ups because they are so good. So shh. You can take this at your own speed. Maybe today you want to go a little bit faster, or you want to really concentrate on getting that form, because the form is the most important. So maybe on your first few times of trying this class, because you know you want to come back, you can try going nice and slow and controlled and find that movement. We have 3 seconds. We have 2 seconds and we have 1. Come all the way down. Bring your feet down onto the ground. We're going to go into a nice sit-up here with the feet on the ground. Inhale, exhale, shh. So shh. Simple as it is, I really want you to take this opportunity with an exercise like this to connect mind and body. Think about the pelvic floor. Ask yourself the questions. Is my tailbone on the ground? Am I lifting from deep in pelvic floor muscle? Am I thinking about what's happening here? Or have I switched off? Hopefully you're thinking about what's happening. 5 seconds. You can put your hand there for a second and feel the contractions. Stretch out long. Now stretch your arms and legs long as we go into a Shavasana sit-up. So hands behind your head. Let those legs be nice and relaxed for a moment. Inhale, exhale, lift no higher than the shoulder blades. Shh. So this action is really concentrated. So bring in that mind, that focus. Shh. Arms nice and wide. Head is up at the ceiling. And you're exhaling as you lift up. Again, no higher than the shoulder blades. You can pulse here for a moment. Feel that pulse. And it's all shh, shh, shh. Coming from that midline. 3 seconds. We have 2 and we have 1. Stretch everything long just for a moment. Draw those heels in. Bring your hands behind your head. Bring your knees up. We're going into bicycle sit-ups. 3 fast with a pulse. 1, 2, 3, hold. 1, 2, 3, hold. 1, 2, 3, hold. 1, 2, 3, hold. So this action of the 3 pulses and then the hold gives you a little cardio with that moment of pause and endurance. 10 seconds. Time to reflect. That only for that second. Am I doing everything? Is my tailbone on the ground? Shh. Come all the way down. Now bring your legs all the way so your knees are over your hips, and let's go back into that Pilates stretch. Yes, inhale, there are repetitions, and that's for a very good reason, because we learn each and every time how to really connect to each of these movements. Inhaling, stretching, exhaling, drawing in. Ask yourself, am I drawing in from my legs, or am I using those deep abdominal, deep core muscles? Yes, your legs are moving, everything is going, but the ignition comes from that lovely core area. Stretch it out long, bring your hands, bring your knees and then roll up for a moment and come, so your hands behind you, pointing forward. Find that nice pushing your sit bones in. And we're just going to pulse in and out. So lifting up through the core. Fingers are facing forward. Again, this can happen. So lift up. You're pushing those sit bones into the ground as you lift up. Think of like you're so much energy you could just jump off the ground. We're not going to do that, but you could with all that energy. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really nice work. Now come on to a side plank dip. So we're going to bring the forearm down. Check the shoulder. Bring your feet. Now you can have one foot in front or you can have both here. And just start to push into the earth, what is in the earth, and just raise those hips. Lifting through the core. Head in line with spine. You can have your hand up here. Again, you can have your hand here. You can have your foot here. Find what works for you so that you are really tapping into side body here. All really great. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down gently and just take a moment there to find that nice triangle and just let that come in. And then spin yourself round onto the other side. So find that placement that works and start hip dipping up and down. So lifting through the core, you're lifting through this body. Remember, you can place one foot in front. You can have your hand down. Tented fingers is always good. Pushing into the earth, finding that lift. You can just have your hand down here and try that. Hand here or hand here. Find what works for you. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoo. Come down again. Find that little dip there. And come all the way around onto the back. Inhale up. Exhale. Come all the way down. Find that place and then lift everything up. And find a nice hold here. Holding onto this position. Feel the contraction. If you want to bring your hands behind your head, by all means, put the weight of the head in the hands. If not, bring your hands to the side and it's like a hollow boat, but you're not flattening out the back. You're lifting through the core. There is a navel drawing into the spine. 1 second. Whoo! Stretch it out long. Bring your hands to the side. Roll over. Last but not least, a nice holding forearm plank. So find your position and roll out and hold here. You can have your hands together. I've got them in prayer position here if you prefer to have them out. But it's nice shoulder distance, lifting up through, doming through the back, head in line with spine, lift up. It's whole body core here. We have 10 seconds. This is a 30-second hold. And then when we come down, gently in 3, 2, 1, come down on your knees. And now extend it all the way out into a nice child's pose. Maybe take it up here first and have a nice little sway side to side. And then stretch your arms out and walk everything over towards the right. Maybe take your left hand slightly longer than your right and find a wave and a ripple. Breathe into that side body and extend. Then come back to center, letting the breath slow down naturally. I'm still breathing through my mouth because I really got my heartbeat up. Heart rate, heartbeat. And come over, all the way over here. I'm still breathing out my mouth, letting the breath naturally slow down, taking deeper breaths, stretching through the side body, sending the breath there. And what that means by sending the breath to that place is using the mind, is saying that that is where I need my energy to go right now. Where your intention goes, the energy flows. Inhale, exhale, inhale, lengthen, push in through the fingertips, and exhale, lift through the core and slowly come all the way. And then maybe take a nice stretch here or bring your hands to your back, whatever works. And then come down and come all the way down. Just finishing off with a little nice release for the body after working through front and sides. Bring your hands to the side of your body in a, I'm moving into a moving drawbridge, so a diagonal bridge rather than a full bridge. And then bring your hands here and push into your elbows and then push through your hips and inhale, lift up. So you see I'm in this diagonal shape. There's a nice space in my neck and my head is nice on the ground, my shoulders, and there's contraction here. So hold this up for a moment, push through your heels, and with a count of 10, holding the contraction, we slowly release. So I'll start the count. So 10, 9, 8, really visualize all of these muscles moving. 6, 5, starting to release the muscles and letting the brain know. 3, 2, 1, to let everything go. And let it all go. And just take a nice windshield wiper there, side to side. Side to side. And then just find a nice long stretch. Inhale, really stretch all the way from your toes out through your fingertips, and on your exhale out the mouth, release everything. Inhale, visualize everything stretching and expanding, and on the exhale, visualize everything releasing and resetting. Inhale, stretch everything, and exhale. This time, inhale long, and on your exhale, bring your arms down and draw your heels into your glutes. Roll over to one side. Using your arms to support you, come all the way back up, and then come here into an easy pose for a moment. Just feel your thighs there for a moment, and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Shimmy on those sits bones. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands through heart center in prayer position, down this midline that we have worked so well today. Bring hands to the belly and feel your belly and acknowledge that softness as well as the strength. As we strengthen from deep down in these deep core muscles, these deep abdominal muscles, we also want to acknowledge the beautiful softness of this belly too. So inhale, fill your belly, let it fill into your hands, and on your exhale, out the mouth. Bow down to this practice. Thank you for joining me in this intense core ab express class. See you soon.